Hi, in today's video we are going to discuss sine rule. Suppose this be a triangle A, B and C versus A, B and C. We know that opposite to vertex A, this side is known as A, this side is known as B and this side is known as small c. We represent lengths by small letters A, B and C. They are exactly opposite to the vertices A, B and C. Now, sine rule basically is used to find out unknown angle or unknown side of an oblique triangle. Earlier we have learned about right angle triangles where we used to discuss trigonometric ratios, sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, but that was only for right angle triangles. So sine rule basically relates sides of a triangle to opposite vertices. Sine of angle of A, C and sine of angle of C, and B side with the sine of angle of opposite to this B. So if we express the formula is basically A divided by sine of A is equal to B divided by sine of B is equal to C divided by sine of C. Now this is basically formula for known as sine rule, which relates sides and sine of angle opposite to that side of the triangle. Okay, generally when we discuss to solve a triangle, what do you mean by this? Like solve a triangle. By saying that solve a triangle, we mean we should know all three sides of the triangle, we should know all three angles of our triangle, and we should know area of triangle and obviously perimeter. If we know all these things about a triangle, we say that we have solved the triangle. Okay, students, now there is a big problem usually students face, that when to apply sine rule and when to apply cos rule. So there are certain conditions for applying sine rule. So let's discuss those conditions, like when we can apply sine rule. So there are generally two situations or conditions when we can apply sine rule. Number one, when we have two angles and one side is given, we can apply sine rule. Okay, and the second case is when we have two sides and one non-included angle given, one non-included angle is given. Now what do we mean by this non-included angle? For example, this is a triangle, we have these two sides and this angle is given, we can apply sine rule. Okay, if we have these two sides given and this angle is given, we can apply sine rule. And when we have these two sides given but this included angle is given, we cannot apply sine rule here, we will go for cos rule. Okay, now let's solve one example for each case for better understanding that when we can apply sine rule and when we can apply cos rule. So here is a question, and we are discussing case 1 right now. Case 1, when we have two angles and one side is given, we can see that we have 1 and 2 angle given and this is 12 centimeter given, and we need to find out other two sides. So first of all, in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to find third angle. So 60 and 40 add up to 100. So 180 minus 100 is going to be 80. So when we have two angles given and one side is given, so your first attempt is going to be that you find third angle. You add these two angles, 60 and 40, and subtract it from 180 to find the third angle. Since we know that for any triangle, sum of angles alpha, beta and gamma, so alpha plus beta plus gamma, all three angles add up to 180. So we have two angles, we can easily find out third angle. So after this we are going to apply sine rule. Now let's have a look how we are going to apply it. we have side A, that is unknown. Opposite to this angle is 60. So, and here we have 12 divided by sine of 40. So we have A divided by sine of 60, that will be equal to 12 divided by sine of 40. That's how we apply sine rule. It's A divided by sine of A, 12 divided by sine of C, because this length is C, small c. And then you cross multiply it. So length A will become equal to 12 divided by sine of 40 times sine 60, and we use calculator for this. Answer of A is going to be, this is 16.16 centimeter. You can write it as 16.2 centimeter, because generally we need to write it in 3 significant figures. So length A is equal to 16.2 centimeter. Now we need to find length B. We will be applying sine rule again for length B, and that would be B divided by sine of 80, that is equal to 12 divided by sine of 40. So you do it in this way, like B divided by sine of 80 is equal to A divided by sine of 60 is equal to 12 divided by sine of 40. So you can use any of the sides and any angle. Here we are using B divided by sine of 80 is equal to 12 divided by sine of 40, and we cross multiply to find out the unknown length. So B will be equal to 12 divided by sine of 80 times sine of 40, and length B will be equal to, this is going to be 7.83. So length B is equal to 7.83. Now in addition to this, for example, in the same question, examiner asks you to find out area of this triangle. Now we know that area of triangle, that is equal to 1/2 into 2 sides into sine of angle between 2 sides. So suppose if I use these 2 sides, like 12 into 16.2 into sine of 80 we will use. We know that if we have 2 sides given and its included angle is given, we can find area of this triangle. So 1/2 AB sine theta. So it's 6 into 16.2 into sine of 80, that is going to be area equals to, it's going to be 95.7 centimeter square. Now that is going to be area of this a triangle. So this was case 1, like how we can apply sine rule to find out unknown lengths and unknown angle, especially once we have 2 sides and 2 angles and 1 side is given. So in this question we had 2 angles and 1 side given, and we added these two. First of all, to find out third angle, we added these 2 angles and subtracted it from 180, because we know that for any triangle sum of angles is always equal to 180. Okay, and after finding third angle, we applied sine rule. Now it says A divided by sine of 60, like length A divided by sine of 60 equals 12 divided by sine of 40, and then we cross multiply sine 60 here, and we use calculations. A equals to 16.2 centimeter. Similarly for length B, we apply sine rule, like B divided by sine of 80 equals 12 divided by sine of 40. Again we cross multiplied 12 upon sine 80 times sine 40, and we have B equals to 7.8. In our previous video we discussed how can we find out area of a triangle if we have 2 sides and included angle given. So here you go. If we have these 2 sides, suppose we use these 2 sides, 16.2 and 12, and sine of this included angle, that will be 80. So area would be equal to 1/2 AB sine of theta, and after calculations we have 95.7. Now let's discuss case 2. When we have 2 sides and 1 non-included angle given, how can we apply sine rule to find out unknown lengths and angles. So here is case 2 when they say we have to apply sine rule when we have two sides given like 7 centimeter and 8 centimeter and one non-included angle is given, like it must not be included angle. Here you go, 30 degrees it is given, and we need to find out length A and other two angles A and C. So let's apply sine rule. In this scenario, you're going to find third angle, second angle first. So it's going to be 7 upon sine of 30 is equal to 8 divided by sine of angle C. Now we do cross multiplication, that makes it 7 sine C is equal to 8 into sine of 30. So sine of C will be equal to 8 into sine 30 divided by 7. So this is going to be sine C equals to 4 by 7, and then sine inverse of 4 by 7 is 34.8. So angle C we get is 34.8 degrees. Okay, that's how we apply sine rule. It's 7 length, 7 divided by sine of 30 equals to 8 divided by 34. Okay, and that would be simply a cross multiplication, 8 sine 30 upon 7, and we have sine inverse, that is 34.8. Now we have two angles, we can add them and subtract them from 180. So it's going to be angle A will be equal to 180 minus 30 plus 34.8. So it's going to be 180 minus angle A is going to be, it is going to be, you add 30 and 34.8, that add up to 64.8. So 180 minus 64.8, that makes it 15.2. So your this angle is 115.2. This is 30, this is 34, and now we apply sine rule again to figure it out what is length A. So it's going to be A divided by sine of 115.2 is equal to 8 divided by sine of 34.8. You cross multiply it, so A will be equal to 8 divided by sine of 34.8 into sine of 115.2, which becomes, it's 8 divided by sine 34.8 into sine 115.2. So sine of 115.2. So it's 12.68. We write 12.7 centimeter. It's 12.7 centimeter. That is length A. So that's how we apply sine rule to find out unknown sides and unknown angles. We have discussed two cases here, and let's have a quick revision what we have learned in this video. So we are discussing sine rule. Sine rule is used to find out unknown sides or angles of an oblique triangle. Remember, for right angle triangles we have learned sine, cos, tan ratios. Those were known as trigonometric ratios. Okay, they are only specified for right angle triangles. So what if we have oblique triangles, like triangles which are not right? We are going to apply sine rule and cos rule. So in sine rule, that relates relationship between lengths and opposite angles sine. So sine of angle opposite to that length. So A divided by sine of A, B divided by sine of B, and C divided by sine of C. This is the formula we use for sine rule, and at a time obviously we are going to apply first two, or first and third, or second and third. Now there are specific conditions when you can apply sine rule, and those conditions are when we have two angles and one side given, and when we have two sides and one non-included angle is given. Okay, so we have two sides and this non-included angle given, we can apply sine rule. Two sides, non-included angle, yes, we can apply sine rule. But if you have two sides and it's included angle given, we cannot apply sine rule here. Okay, for that we need cos rule. So these were two cases we just discussed. Case number one, when we have two angles and one side given. Okay, and in addition to this, we also discussed area of this triangle. And secondly, we have case two, when we have two sides and one non-included angle given, how we can apply sine rule to find out unknown lengths and unknown angles. So that's it. We are going to discuss cos rule in our upcoming video, inshallah, very soon. So see you then. Allah Hafiz.